Okay, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we're going to honor the great, the lovely, the very, very funny and talented Ralph Godfrey. Introducing your MC for the evening,
Hello, how are you? I just tingle when Ralph kisses me. Well, as you all know, Ralph has made it, is moving on to another organization within 3Com. And we opted to give him a little bit of a going away party tonight. And those of you who look at me and say, you look like an idiot, well, to be honest with you, I said, hey, Woody Aiken, where do you shop? So, anyway. And look around. So I wanted to start off the evening. Kind of what we're going to do this evening is we're going to have quite a few people come up and talk about Ralph, their experiences with Ralph over the years, and give you a little insight into his history and what he's done with 3Com and so forth and so on. And hold on a minute here. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Whoa. Hey, whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, jeez. Oh, excuse me. What are you doing here?
George!
No, I'm not George.
This is George!
I'm not George. No. Do you? There you go. Wait.
George!
No, wait. Listen, hold on. And I bet you think you're Kramer.
I am Kramer.
No. Hey, listen. George is short, balding, with glass. Okay, wait a minute. So I'm not George. I may be all that, but by the way, what did you do? What's this in your hair? Show the crowd. I'll tell you what, hey, whatever you're doing here.
Candy.
No. I said deliver chocolate, not like chocolate. I meant like chocolate candy. But you know what? You did both. God bless you. Godfrey, hey, no, get out of here, Kramer. Get out of here. No, get out of here. No, get out of here. Get out of here. Okay, so there was a reason for Kramer to be here, and part of the evening is I don't know how well you know Ralph, but Ralph enjoys some shows on television, and he also happens to be a big fan of a candy called Clusters. And that's Ralph got it, all right? And these came from what city, Atlanta or something? Nashville, Tennessee, right? And these have been flown in especially for Ralph. And the reason we brought these in is there's something else about Ralph you may or may not know. He's extremely competitive. You're right. I never noticed that with Ralph. He's the only guy who rips down the net first and then hits the ball. So anyway, so Ralph's a bit competitive. So we figured, for the evening, we're going to introduce a few of Ralph's friends and people that he's worked with over the years. Some he may not even remember. Anyway. But throughout the evening, we're going to have a few little skits here and there that may refer to a bit of a TV show. And if Ralph gets the appropriate TV show, he gets a goo-goo twister. Yeah. Cluster? Oh, sorry, I saw the movie Twister. I'm sorry. Okay. Anyway, whatever. Actually, I dated a girl named Goo-Goo Twister. She worked in Vegas. Anyway, so, she used to dress up like a little baby. No, that was me. Okay, so, anyway, Ralph, for your first question of the evening, okay, I got very light feet. For your first question of the evening, Ralph, what favorite TV show of yours were you just reminded of? Come on, that's one of your favorites, your top 10, right? Exactly. Now, who just...
Home Improvement.
No. I don't remember Kramer and George and Home Improvement. Seinfeld! Yeah! Okay. So, over the years, Ralph's daughters have been treated very fine by their parents, including Ralph, obviously, because he's one of them. And, anyway, we thought...
I don't know. I kind of question that.
No, wait, excuse me. Who are you?
I tell you, I'm E-Buzz Miller.
Why are you here?
I'll tell you, I'm one of these guys. I was dating Ralph's, Godfrey, his daughter Tracy.
Oh, really?
And I tell you, I hear you talking about dating stories and stuff, and you got a lot to learn here. I mean, jeez, he's got quite an effect on his kids. You say positive, I'm not sure. Listen to this. So I'm dating his daughter Tracy, right? It's our first date, and I'm thinking, this is gonna be good. She's a great girl, and I'm thinking, this is gonna be a good day. If you know what I mean. Okay. But anyway, I'll keep this a G-rated version, okay? The date didn't go so far. But anyway, so his first date, I'm gonna surprise her, and I say, we're gonna do, I'm gonna cook her my special pizza, but I don't tell her this. It's gonna be a surprise dinner. And so I make this pizza, my special pizza, I put it down, and she says, I'm sorry, I only eat my daddy's pizza. I can't eat your pizza. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Okay, back up.
What you're saying is she only eat pizza that her father cooks?
Only my daddy's pizza.
Oh, God.
And I'm like, Godfrey, work with me here. Huh? Jeez, rough date. So anyway, so I say, okay, what's my backup plan? I'm gonna go, okay, pasta. I'm Italian. Godfrey, I don't know what Godfrey is. It's not Italian, I'll tell you that, because apparently I put a little too much garlic, a little too much onions in this. She takes one bite, she's like, garlic's onions. Daddy doesn't like those, so I don't like those. And I'm like, this is brutal. At least I got rid of the garlic bread, though, so I'm figuring I still got a chance. So I said, okay, that's it. I don't have too many plans. I'm thinking, okay, honey, I'm gonna take you out to dinner and we're going dancing. She says, dancing? I don't dance. My dad don't like to dance. Does he, Linda? So we ain't dancing, and even if she did dance, she wouldn't get in my car. And I don't know what the heck the problem is. I got a Lexus. A Lexus is good enough for every other 3-com executive. But I guess not Godfrey. I'm like, what do you want, a muscle car or something like that? She's all, yeah, I like muscle cars, like Daddy's cars. Corvette, RX-7. So I can't even compete. And I'm like, okay, that's it. This date is over, honey. We ain't gonna do this. What does she say? She says, that's fine, because you talk funny. My daddy only lets me date Southern gentlemen. So, Mr. Godfrey, good luck to you. I had no luck. You probably happen to know that.
Hey, thanks a lot, E-Buzz. Yeah. The other thing I knew about E-Buzz is that you wanted to take Tracy on a trip, and yet he got coach tickets. What an idiot. First class or nothing, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, we actually have another guest coming out, and he wants to talk a little bit about Ralph. He's an old friend, and I think he's right up there. Come on in. Come on in.
Oh, there, Sonny.
No, wait. No, this was not the guest I anticipated. Who are you?
I'm Rupert P. Justice.
No.
Texas Ranger.
Uh-oh, Texas. Wait a minute. Ralph, did you used to live in Texas? Uh-oh. Yeah. So, Buford?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Why are you here?
Well, I've been chasing that car. And its driver, who named Ralph, the bandit, Godfrey. And I never lose my man.
So,
Don't give me any of that.
okay, I got it. Hey,
That's what the Texas Rangers, boy.
I watched Jenny Jones. I know how you Southern guys are. So, Ralph, could we just say...
Who?
Jenny Jones.
Jimmy Jones? He's in Miami, you fool.
Yeah, I work remotely. I watch a lot of TV, you know what I'm saying? So,
I tell you,
is that his car, though? Wait a minute, let's ask him. Ralph, could you give us a positive identification? Is this your car?
Why? It's not that.
well, I chased that car all the way to the New Mexico border at speeds exceeding 150 miles an hour. Therefore, bandit, I'm going to give you a ticket for 150 miles per hour.
So is that the only ticket you're going to give him? I mean, I'm sure.
Well,
Are
that
you?
depends.
No.
It depends on his other car.
Oh.
Ah,
Does this car look familiar?
no, that must be his younger bandit's car. I don't recognize that one.
Could her name be Heather?
Could be.
She's right over there. Don't give her a ticket.
I didn't say her. No, she doesn't speak. She's not like her dad.
Okay.
Only sometimes, but she was too quick.
Oh, wow.
And there's business bandit's car. never speeds either. In fact, she never gets out of the driveway, I think.
So, okay, so we're okay, bro.
Oh, now this is a different story.
Okay.
I run this little thing all over West Texas. It was chasing the armadillos all up and down the road, trying to squash them to make some roadkill. And I got him going about 120 in the sand. Of course, he wasn't going anywhere. He was just stuck.
So, another ticket. You got another ticket. Ooh, this looks fast. Is this a fast car?
Oh, now that one is something else. I tell you, this one really got me. I was chasing down LBJ in Dallas in the noonday traffic, and I couldn't catch that sucker. He must have been going like 95 miles an hour. There wasn't any lanes. I don't know how he did that. But I got it.
So wait a minute, now he lives in California. He can't be speeding in California, can he? I mean, there can't be another car that's faster than an RX-7. Oh, jeez. I forgot about this one.
Now this one I haven't seen. I got a feeling it was so fast I couldn't even see it. I saw this blur one day. I was going down I-45, but I don't know.
Well, you know though, I've seen movies about you guys. You Smokies, you guys are tough. I mean,
Hey,
you know,
wait a minute, fella. Wait a minute, fella. You don't talk about us Smokies like that.
Okay.
I may have a big heart, but I tell you, I have no sense of humor. My humor is kind of like a porcupine in heat.
Okay, Buford, listen, we got some other guests coming. You've taken care of Ralph on this evening.
Mr. Bandit, Mr. Bandit.
Thank you very much. Buford, City Justice, go ahead. So you know, we have not only some very obscure friends of Ralph's, I'm sure none of you knew about, but we also have some people here that are very well known by Ralph. He's been around for a long time, a very old friend of Ralph. They work together in sales and such. Mr. Kessler, Mr. Alan Kessler.
Now, Ralph, do you remember the last time I wore this? Don't worry, Linda, you have nothing to worry about. Actually, the small anecdote I was going to tell is sort of a funny story. Ralph and I, a couple years ago, of course, had an opportunity to work together, and I'll get to the serious part in a minute, but you know, every year at President's Club, or when we announce President's Club, of course, one of the objectives is to make Ralph or the sales executives look like a complete idiot. And in fact, every year we stepped up to that objective. And Ralph, you've probably been doing it for 30 years by now, but I think this was my first year. And so there was part of the sales meeting. You know, Ralph and I were at the podium, and we had to run behind the curtain and sort of put on stupid stuff. I had a grass skirt and had to take off my shirt. And well, the funny thing about that, I'm sort of peeling off my clothes, and I turn around, and here comes Linda and your oldest daughter. And I tell you, it wasn't a pretty sight.
Hey, Alan, did any flash bulbs go off by
There were
chance?
no paparazzi, and I think Linda's probably still in counseling. It was not a good thing. But on a more serious note, Ralph, again, I said this to you when I worked with you, and when I moved on to customer service, I really loved working with you. You taught me a hell of a lot about sales. I didn't know a damn thing about it when I got into the job, and you were real supportive of me, and I personally thank you for that. We had a lot of success together, and congratulations as you move on to the next phase of your career. Thank you.
Okay, so we want to get rocking here, and Jeff.
Hey, I think this mic is broken. I think I can't make it work. Hey, can someone come in and help me make this mic?
Hey, what time is it?
It's tool time!
What time is it?
It's tool time!
Hey, let me work on that microphone there.
I really appreciate it. Here, you hold this. Okay.
You hold this.
Okay.
Skill saw.
Skill saw. Okay.
Press a wrench.
Press the wrench.
Okay, we got it.
Okay.
Ralph, can I come over and look at one of your BMWs or your Corvettes or something?
Okay, so Ralph, let me ask you a question. What TV show would this be, Ralph?
No help from the peanut gallery, Linda.
Well, what show would this be for two goo-goo twisters, clusters? Oh, wait a minute, that's not good enough. Let me get you two more, Ralph. For 4 goo-goo clusters,
I can fix those clusters for you.
what show did we just imitate, Ralph? 4 of them. Now that one doesn't count. That was a little early. Home Improvement, yeah!
Correct answer! Correct answer, ladies and gentlemen! Correct answer!
4 goo-goo clusters. All righty. Thank you, Mr. Tool-Time Man.
You're welcome.
And as many of you know, Ralph sees a movie, I think, every 3 hours? And,
I think I could be in the rock.
she could be in the rock, that's right. People say I look like Sean Connery with the lights on. What do you think? Yeah. So anyway, we flew in a special guest tonight from Chicago to kind of do a little bit of a preview, a little bit of an overview of Ralph's history, and I won't tell you what that is, you'll see in a minute. But I'd like everyone to welcome Gene Siskel.
Thank you, Doug. Since this is fantasy, I told Doug I'm not going to be the short, fat one, okay? We can all live our dreams, Ralph. So, all of you guys know that Ralph loves movies, and any of you who work at HQ, often you stop by on a Friday afternoon looking for Ralph, and Sue would say, no, Ralph's at the movies. What you probably don't know is Ralph was in the movies. That's right, Ralph has led a secret career. In addition to being a supreme sales executive, he's been a Hollywood stud. So here's Ralph's first breakthrough role. You guys, how many of you remember the Buddy Holly story? You all thought that was Gary Busey, didn't you? Wrong. Ralph Godfrey. Now, there's a certain caliber of folks here who probably remember the show Sergeant Bilko, right? Thought that was Phil Silvers, didn't you? Nope. Wrong again. Ralph Godfrey, secret career, Hollywood stud. All right, now, one of my favorite movies, I think it's yours too, Ralph, is It's a Wonderful Life. Probably seen that about, what, 200-300 times? Every Christmas? Well, Ralph started his own cult version called It's a Wonderful Network. So, Daddy, how do you know when an angel gets his wings? Well, honey, when that bell rings, an angel just sold another adapter. Okay. Now, I know Ralph's a studly kind of guy. He likes those high body count action flicks. And y'all remember James Bond. I know one of his favorites from Russia with Love. And who can forget the nemesis in From Russia with Love, Pussy Galore? Well, in the end, James Bond got Pussy Galore. What you never knew was Ralph played Mr. Galore. This is Sergei Love. And judging by the socks and the tie, we now know why James Bond got the girl. What you didn't realize, they actually, it wound up on the cutting room floor. It was a really exciting scene where Ralph invited his pants down to meet his shoes. Okay, now, John Travolta's made a huge... Yeah! So we all know John Travolta's hot these days, and you know, one of those movies that made him was Urban Cowboy. But you probably didn't know that Ralph made his own version. Again, a late-night cult favorite called Suburban Cowboy. That's right. Now, the plot of this was a little weak. Ralph, playing the suburban cowboy, cruises the 7-Elevens of California in his big fat truck looking for Dixie beer. Nobody sells it. All right, now, he's had an illustrious career. You thought that was William Shatner in all those flicks, didn't you? Playing Captain Kirk.
Well, I'm here to prove you wrong. The Secret Life of Ralph Godfrey. It's Captain James T. Kirk. If this fly could talk, you'd hear something like this. Beam me up, Scotty. I cannot, Captain Kirk. We don't have enough dilithium crystals. The transporter's not working. But you gotta get me out of here. I'm dying on the planet 3 gone. They're going direct and it's sucking the lifeblood out of me. But there's more. He's had an illustrious career down south. Flintstones meet the Flintstones. They're a modern family. From the town of Bedrock into the town of history. That's right. You thought it was John Goodman. Wrong again. And check out that Stone Age babe on his arm. Woo-hoo! All right, now, before we wrap up, there's just one final role that you will not believe Ralph played. One of my favorites, and again, I know yours, Bruce Lee. You know Bruce Lee starred in Enter the Dragon, but what you didn't know was Ralph Godfrey starred in I Ate the Dragon. What more can I say, really? So Ralph, as we wish you good luck, we want you to know that sometimes life at 3Com has probably seemed like Mission Impossible. And while a lot of our executive team probably could have started Dumb and Dumber, you've been able to persevere with a brave heart, sense and sensibility, and always deliver an Academy Award caliber performance. So, just in case your next role calls for hair, we have a little something for you. Sorry, they didn't have a color to match. So enjoy the sabbatical, and we know you'll be back.
We have a serious story here. Wait, excuse me. Hey, so who are you? Who are you?
I got one, thanks.
Listen, I'm sorry, this is not a Amway sales meeting.
I'm sorry, I'm a little late.
Why are you here?
I'm sorry, I just want to wish him a happy anniversary. Hey, Johnny.
No, wait, this is Ralph Godfrey, it's not you.
I know it is, I just...
Okay.
Ralph, what's his wife name?
Linda, but...
Ralph, Linda, happy anniversary. All right. Good to see you there, buddy.
Oh, wait a minute, who are you? This is not an anniversary cake.
Hey, I was just coming in for the food, but, I recognize this guy up here from a long time ago. Long time ago. Aren't you going to ask who I am?
Yeah, who are you?
I said it so mean, It's Herb Tarlick. Remember Tarlick Chevrolet out there in Lower Overhead Gilroy? Remember? No? Doesn't remember? Oh, crap. Gin and tonic, Johnny, okay?
Seriously. Looks like he's carrying weapons.
You don't remember that I sold you that old Corvette a couple years back, See, it's funny. See, he doesn't remember who I am. I sell him the Corvette, most of the time, these people, they come in, they buy, and then they leave, and they always remember me. Here's the first time the guy buys 10 cars from me, and he doesn't even remember me. How many cars does this guy buy, I mean, give me a break. Hey, I didn't write it, No? He's the writer. Don't give me a hard time, okay?
This is called embellishment.
So, John? Ralph, aren't you going to ask me, what I do now?
Are you now a salesman of computer equipment?
No, no. Ask me what I do now, come on.
What do you do now?
I'm a recruiter. No more cars for you, tough guy. No way. Hey, this guy's a negotiating fiend. I gotta tell you, 40% GP on that baby. I tell you that. No, really, seriously. No, I'm all serious. No, seriously. Happy anniversary. Retirement party.
No, going away.
Going away party. Retirement party. No, going away party. Whatever. But this is bad material, Doug. Seriously. But seriously, I now got a job. I'm a recruiter for the Ringling. What's it called?
Barnum and Bailey.
Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Circus. And, it's great because I still got the clothes. I go out and I go in the valley and I get people, I understand you have, think of that, nice. What are you doing there? Come on, honey. Hey, Ralph, control your wife, huh? No, seriously. So these people are telling me, this guy, he's a leader of people. The problem we're having over there at Ringling Brothers is all the clowns have quit. It's kind of like Bay Networks, Oh, honestly, no, I didn't mean that. No, that's not a slight against that at all. No, but seriously, there's a lot of things you can do. Over there at Ringling Brothers, we figured there's a lot of similarities. You got 3-com, 3-ring circus. Threes. There's a lot of threes involved there. Seriously, pushing that one. Doug's, that's the T, capital T, manager. No, seriously. So over there, we need clowns because I understand that you used to dress up like a clown, Clyde. He's blushing because he knows it's true. Hey, Doug, I only got 2 hands. Can you help me out with the little wig there?
Here we go.
Put this sucker on, huh, Ralphie?
Oh, yeah.
For old time's sake, put that thing on. That's Ralph. No one knows this, but one day Ralph showed up to buy a car wearing this outfit with a big nose. That was hilarious. He thinks he's gonna help him negotiate,
Any other talents for this?
This guy, well, here's what I'm wondering, the one requirement, I know, we pay good over there. We pay good at Ringling Brothers, I gotta tell you. I know you made nothing on the stock. Hey, read the Mercury News? Holy. Anyway, hey, listen. So, the one requirement that we have left there, Johnny, Ralph, is that, we, the only requirement to get the job is you need a unicycle. I understand that you used to ride a unicycle. Is that true? It is absolutely true. Can we get a round of applause for this man at his age to be doing a unicycle here tonight? Gotta put the wig on first because we can't hire him, unless he puts the wig on and drives the Lamborghini.
I hear the requirements to work at Barnum and Bailey are strict.
It's true.
I tried to get a little short clown thing.
They hired me,
I tried to be one of those clowns that climbed into the car.
Is it possible for you to teach me how to use this thing?
You don't believe I can ride.
Well, just make sure you took your Geritol this morning, that's all. Just kidding. Oh, is that really, I do it, but I got a bad back. But I think you should.
I would like to do it, but I have to match my shoes.
A sudden abrupt, tense moment.
Now, Ralph, when you bought those shoes,
You didn't like this part, did you?
Those shoes kind of match the hair there. Did you get that for free? That's very nice. Hey, what was your name again?
Her. Chevrolet up there lower at your.
Now, let me ask you a question. Do you shop at Woody Shops as well?
Sure do.
Yeah.
Okay, my name is Woody. Sounds like a woodpecker.
Yeah, you should hear him laugh.
I love that guy, though. It's not bad. Hey, buy this miniature on me.
As a matter of fact,
Please, on me.
yeah, here we go. Woo!
You gotta teach us how, Ralph. Ralph
The road
teaching,
is the tough part.
Ralph teaching us how to do this is like
There you go.
Dr. Kevorkian teaching you the Heimlich. Give it a shot, Ralphie. We have 2 seconds. 2 seconds to do that. It's a slippery floor. Johnny spilled my drink. I gotta get my drink.
So does he get the job, though?
No.
No, sorry, Ralph. You may have to keep your day job for a while. Okay, so, there's another person out here that's worked for Ralph and Riff Ralph, with Ralph. I'm Papa Wattis. Anyway, so, who's worked with Ralph for many, many years. And she wanted to talk a little bit about Ralph, and it's Bridget McNeil.
So several years ago, I was working in international and thinking I was quite this international person. And Eric Benham had a strategy of hiring my manager, which was who's ever been selling most gray market stuff into her territory becomes her next boss. So Ralph became my boss, and probably were doing more gray market into Latin America than we were actually selling in Latin America. And so we started working for him, my little merry band of 5, all of whom still work here, and they're all right around here. So we had our little band of 5, and I asked him tonight how many people are with this group now, and I got 3 different answers: 69, 70, 80, and 100, and that is 4. I can't still count, but anyway. So that's grown quite a bit, all under Ralph's guidance here. And one of the things I was thinking about was that I had the privilege of taking him on his first trip down to Latin America. And so we decided we'd start really easily. Normally you start people with Mexico City and meet them at the airport and kind of keep a lot of things invisible from them and stuff. But we decided we'd go for it. We took both Linda and Ralph down to Brazil for their very first trip to Latin America. This is my new boss of about 6 weeks, and so I'm traveling with him and his wife to Brazil's really different. You probably got that when they were here for the Olympics, but or the soccer tournament, whatever. And several of the people here were there, so I know Kathy Graves was down there and a bunch of different people for this event. So we brought them down there and took them around, and all my little merry gang. We were all there because that was the entire team. So of course we all went to these events, and we had our. We went to Rio because it sounds like a tough life, but we were having our Latin American Partners Conference in Rio de Janeiro in Club Med. And the first thing that we did, if you remember this, on the Saturday night with both of them, my new boss and his lovely wife, and we're sitting down and we go to a Scala event in Rio, and if you've ever been to one of these, it's mostly naked ladies running around. And I'm like, well, this was really appropriate that we bring my boss down here. This is great. So anyway, but we had fun at that, and then we went to Club Med, where most of my partners managed to just be drunk for like 4 days. We had business sessions in the morning, and many wake-up calls, and they came dragging in hungover, and my team would usually show up on time, and we would pretend like we were going to have a meeting with no one there. And so we had a great time. So that was his first initiation, I think, into the group. And then, and one of the things I think was great was that I know for my team, we really felt welcomed by the Americas team when we joined this group. And it was just really, I think we all still remember going to our first sales meeting when it was all of a sudden called Americas instead of whatever it used to be called. And it was very exciting. But anyway, one of the things that I really remember is that when we would come to Ralph and he would say, what do you need to grow this business? And we would mention a few things, and he'd go, oh, okay, but I don't think that's aggressive enough. I think you need more people. I think you need more investment. I think you need more offices. And I just think that Ralph has done an incredible job building this business in Latin America, and I know that his team has really appreciated his guidance and all the freedom that he's given this team to really grow like crazy, and we just love working with him and really appreciate everything he's done for us.
And to add on to that is Bridget's predator, what's after predecessor? I forget.
Successor.
Successor, one of those. I don't do the New York Times crosswords.
She's still alive.
This beer is really strong. Arturo Casares.
So I took over LAT about 2 years ago. I worked for Bridget a couple years running Mexico and then taking over the region. So one of the, I guess the most interesting meeting that we had with Ralph, where we really got, we went to a new level, was about almost 2 years ago, right after we had the Mexico crisis. And this affected the entire region. In fact, I had ran into Eric Benjamin in the hallway. He was quite concerned about what was happening in Latin America at the time, and had several meetings with Chris Paisley to figure out what we need to do to protect ourselves as a company from any potential exposures and to continue in the region. And right after that, we had a managers meeting with my managers here in San Jose. We had a dinner where we invited Ralph to at the last minute, but he was always, would make time for us. And it's hard for people to get together. Latin America, for those of you who don't know the region, it's 6 time zones when you go from east to west. So that's twice the breadth of the US. And then it's about twice as long north to south as it is east to west. So for me to get people together, it's quite an achievement. So whenever I would have people up here, he would make the time. So we had this meeting here in San Jose at dinner, and we had several of my managers talking to him about all the opportunities. And you know, when most people think about Latin America, they know some of the vacation spots, or they know some of the other maybe unfortunate things that happen in the region, or things that have happened to affect the U.S., like some of the drug trafficking or illegal immigration. Which, you know, if you look at it from their perspective, you know, they can easily justify that the U.S. is the cause of a lot of these things. This isn't the meeting for that, so I'll move on from that. But in any event, in that meeting, you know, I think, you know, Ralph really conveyed to all of us that he understood that there was a greater potential in the region. And this was a critical moment for us in that a lot of people at 3Com and around the world were questioning investments in the region. And he conveyed very clearly to me and all of my managers that the region was quite important and that he was willing to invest heavily. We went on to do that. Now we are the #1 networking vendor in the region. We're growing. We have one of the faster growing growth rates within 3Com. And we are positioned very well to maintain our leadership. This market is growing to it's well over $100 million run rate and growing at a very fast rate. So it is now a very healthy business for 3Com. We ended up not losing anything through the transition. So at that time, we got a lot of support, and through the following 2 years, we were able to build up a team. I want for the people that are from my team to stand up. So we have Oscar Anzola from Mexico, John Hugo running Southern Cone, Pru Mendes running the Northern Latin region, Evelyn Peñate, who controls the Miami channels. And then we also have from Brazil, Vanya couldn't be here. So the U.S. consulate would not give her a visa in time. So she sent from the Brazil office Klaus, Fernando, and Douglas to represent her at this meeting. Also from headquarters, we have Amy Becky and Amy Becky, Amy Johnson, sorry, there's two Amy's, so. I'm not sure if Susanna is still here or not. Right behind you. Okay, Susanna. And is Ken still here? Ken's over there. So now we are a team of about 70 people and growing very strongly. And we couldn't have done it without the support of Ralph, and we really appreciate him building a leadership team and really taking us to the next level.
So now I'd like to introduce my family, and come on in, Mom and Dad. They'll know why I'm short because of you two. Actually, Arturo was very kind to ask to be involved, and I appreciate that. But if you really want him to go crazy, call him Art. But you know, it's really funny. I've been looking at all this candy, and I'm working hard here. Can I have one of these, Rob? You mind if I have a bit of one of your goo-goo clusters here? Got one in my pocket here. You know, I'll just wash it down with some beer.
Way too fast.
Way too fast, okay. Kind of caught stick in your throat. So I'm a trooper. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So would you like to say something, Ralph?
We want to know if he knows what show that was. Goo 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 cluster.
For 4.
So you know, Ralph, we understand that you're kind of going through a midlife crisis, and I ran into this guy the other day, and he says he knows you.
So I was riding my hog through town the other day, and I passed one of those dealerships where, they sell the scooters with the training wheels, made in Japan. And I saw this face, it looked vaguely familiar there in the window, and it was Ralph, smiling as broad as you could possibly smile. And there was the sales guy crying in the corner from the sales negotiation. Somehow this seemed like a familiar story relative to quotas, but I wasn't sure. But Ralph, we all understand midlife crises, but a Honda, Ralph. When I dug, well, a Honda shop. Well, it's still a Honda.
It's a shadow of a Harley, Ralph. That's the key.
And when I heard about that decision, Ralph, I just knew that it was time for me to give you an award that you gave me a number of years ago for making a similar sort of decision. And so, Ralph, I want to present you with your own Goofy Award. And in fact, I got you one special for your golf clubs. But we decided as well that you really needed some Harley tattoos and your own bandana.
And you know what, Frank? That earring looks good on you, but wouldn't it look even better on Ralph?
I think you're absolutely right, Dad. It's far better on Ralph than it is on me.
That is the official biker wear.
The official biker wear, even for a Honda.
That's right. Talk to me, Ralph. I hang out biker bars and I kick ass.
Best of luck to you, Ralph.
Oh, jeez. Oh, Donna. What happened, Donna?
God, I finally found you. For those of you who don't know, Ralph's an avid mountain bike rider.
Want some help, Donna?
And we were on a ride today. I took a little time off, I'm retiring soon. So we went on a ride today, and he kicked my butt. He loves to go downhill, and obviously I bit the dust. I had a few difficulty. You look pretty good, Ralph. I'm not doing too good. I finally found. We've got a few stories, though, to talk about here. Go ahead, Brian.
Oh, you're passing it on. Thanks, Tom. This is actually Donna's second time she's been injured this seriously. About 6 months ago, Ralph had a manager's offsite up in Nampa. And it was about a time where I decided if I can't beat him, join him. So Ralph let me join his team. We're up in Nampa, and Ralph said, well, let's go for a bike ride. I'm like, great, Ralph. I can ride with Ralph. Now, I don't ride bikes very much, but I thought, this won't be hard. So, we all get on the bikes, and there's probably about 8 or 10 of us, and Ralph's doing pretty good. But we're on the flatlands. I'm like, okay, we'll let him get going, He'll wear out when we get to the hills. Now, we get to the hills, and he says, all right, follow me. I'm like, all right. So we all start going up the hill together. And about halfway up the hill, I'm thinking, when do we stop? And Ralph is in first place. And we get to the mid-level of the hill. We're all dying, and we're ready to get off the bikes. And I actually said, listen, everybody, I think this is a beautiful view. Let's stop here. Ralph says, wait a second. We're only halfway. We're going to the top. I said, I tell you what, Ralph, you go to the top, see what it looks like up there, and then come back and tell us. Now, there was only one other person who stayed with Ralph going up that hill, which was Donna. And then I really felt embarrassed. Here's Ralph all the way up the hill, and Donna. Now, I had company, by the way, standing at the mid part of the hill. Ralph comes back down and says, it's beautiful up there. I'm like, the view here is perfect. We don't need to go to the top. Let's go down now. And I'm thinking, this is where we'll have some fun. Let's zip down the hill. Ralph says, follow me. Well, those brakes on the bike, I realized what those were for now. Because if you don't hold them the whole way, you're right behind Ralph, and he is leading the pack all the way down. Now, can I go to my second story?
Mm-hmm.
You okay? All right.
Here, please don't talk to me with my mouth.
Hopefully, the second story, it's about the same amount of time as our turtles. We went to, Ralph and Lynn invited my wife and I to a 49 Gala event. And it's one of these things where he calls and says, Brad, I got 2 extra tickets. It's Friday afternoon, it's tomorrow night, and I expect you to go. Sure, I'll be there. Call my wife, get a sitter, we gotta go to this thing. We show up, and it was a pretty nice event. You know, 49ers, Bill Walsh, Ronnie Lott, all these things. And got to go my tux, had my bow tied down by Linda. That was good. And we get there, and Tony Bennett was singing. And on the way home, Ralph confided in me and said, you know, I've always wanted to sing that song that Tony Bennett sings. It was just great. And sometime in my life, it would be great to do like a duet. Now, we don't have Tony here tonight, but I noticed Bob sitting over here. Now, I think we could get Bob to come down here. We could get some music on here, and we have Ralph and we'll do that with Bob.
Test.
You only need one mic. I promise you. You think I don't like the dance?
Yeah, it's kind of a trio because we got Tony here. Here we go.
San Francisco. Good away. Oh, no.
This is not a good karaoke bar, so it's just my cheap little stereo.
Bail me out, Joe. Where are you?
Okay, we'll just wait till we get to I Left My Heart in San Francisco again, and then everyone will sing. Hold on a minute. Yeah, fine. Okay, great. Thanks. Oh, the hell with that. Let's go back. Here we go. We'll start again. Just one chorus of I Left My Heart in San Francisco. Everybody, left my heart in San Francisco. All right. Here we go. So, you know, I don't know, not that I'm arrogant or anything, but, you know, I have a lot of fun, and I think this is going great tonight. What do y'all think? Wait. Yeah, you're my buddy.
You hyped this thing, and I think it's coming up short.
Hey, wait a minute,
And it's us. Who are you trying to impress? I think you ass out about every eligible woman in this room.
Dennis, come on.
Come on, it's stupid.
No, it isn't. I've worked hard on this.
I think it's work. No. It's like those French lessons you took. You know, for that trip you're not taking to Monte Carlo?
Hey, buddy, I went to Monte Carlo. You know, that's really, you know, I tell you what, man. If the police were here, they'd carry your butt right out. They would. The police would just, hey, there they are. The police are here. Yeah, woo. Get them out of here. Get them out of here. See you later, Dennis, you big galoot. Hey, Ralph. For a whole box of Goo Goo clusters, what show was that? Cops with bare butts, Ralph. It's pretty easy. Okay? That's right. NYPD Blue. All righty. Okay. We got massive amounts of Goo Goo clusters a little later. So, you know, we have another individual here that's going to tell a story about Ralph. He's been working with Ralph for many, many years, and he's slamming a beer in the back just to get some bravery. Anyway, that would be Tom Gerstenberger.
The beer in the microphone, I'm really screwed up here. So they asked me to come out and, be serious and not funny, and I said, that's an oxymoron when you're talking about me, so. Anyway, I thought I would recap a little bit of Ralph's career here, because I'm one of the few people who probably worked with Ralph the whole time that he was here. And Ralph joined us in June of 1990, and he walked into a manager's meeting and sort of introduced himself to the people, and then he kind of met with his direct reports. And I kind of let him get acclimated, and about 2 days later I sort of walked in and said, let's sit down, and I asked him, so what do you think, Ralph? You've been here 3 days, and you've got a feel for the place. And he says, well, I'm really concerned, Tom. Bob Finocchio hired me, and I found out that, he's an old Rome guy, and I looked around, and Larry Roberts is one of my sales managers, and he's an old Rome guy, and Woody Aiken, and even Bob Bruce, and I'm just concerned that I'm kind of caught in this weird kind of motion with all these Rome people around me. And I'm thinking to myself, do I tell him now or later? So we kind of got through that phase of the relationship, and about a month later, we debooked about $5 million of bad business for Ralph that he didn't have anything to do with, but he had to eat it. And that was sort of the way we got started here. Went through some bad times with the crossing of the desert, and I got to work with Ralph through a tough time, many of you remember. And he handled it very professionally, and I think we actually exited with a very strong team that was ready to go. And then it got fun, I guess. Because I remember going through all sorts of very late nights with Ralph, and we'd scream at each other and yell, but at the end of the day, we'd usually push the thing forward. But it was a hard time. But the stock was going up and sales were going up, and to sort of characterize it, the low water mark was a quarter of about $40 million. Bob will remember that. It was when he was in charge. And to kind of context that thing without making everybody insiders, the number went up by over a factor of 12 or 14 from that, to exiting this last quarter. So I guess in closing, because I don't want to steal Arturo's thunder and be the longest running person, I want to say that it's been a great ride. I know it's not over yet. I consider Ralph a friend and a lunch partner, because we probably had more lunches than anybody else here. But more importantly, Ralph taught me a lot of stuff, and I really appreciate that. He taught me that it's okay to listen before you speak. Because he's very good at that, and I'm not. And I didn't say I was good at it, but he did teach me it. So, of anything, I want to, thank you, Ralph, for everything you've done for me, and we'll see you in the next few months.
Next, we'd like to actually invite Woody Aiken up, because we've been giving him such a hard time about his clothes. We want to show you that he does dress very nice.
Nice shoes, Dougie.
So, Ralph, I was asked to come up with some funny stories and share them with the audience tonight, and I couldn't think of anything. Ralph and I have been together since 91, June of 90. And since Arturo got serious, I figured, hell, I can ride this car. There are 3 anecdotes I want to share with the room to act as the historian in the room. The first one is, when Ralph starts, within weeks of him starting, if you go into his office, you find a chalkboard. And on part of his chalkboard, he has the organization. He has territory reps and then called SCs and field marketing and all of these things, none of which were really very well defined when he got there. And then on another part of the board, he has discounts and products. And I noticed that in the office one day, and it sat there for weeks. And what I learned through that was, as Tom was suggesting, a very methodical approach to the business that resulted in a plan that is in large part here today, most of which wasn't in place at that time. That was that chalkboard that formed that, and it took months to make. And as a person who was particularly impatient at the time, I couldn't understand how anything could stay on the chalkboard more than 24 hours. And it stayed for weeks, and again, the legacy continues. The second anecdote that I would offer you is, within a year of Ralph coming, we had a riff. It wasn't days like today. The company was not doing well. Stock was trading at $5. Barbara MacArthur, Toya Rico, and others were helping us manage a riff. It were really ugly times. And you know what? It was this guy who one day offered a talk to the sales organization that I will remember the rest of my time at 3Com. Larry and many people, I'm sure, could recount that same talk. And for those of you who weren't here, a couple of the highlights. He said to us, if you don't want to work here, leave. You shouldn't stay. If you do want to work here, there's a lot to stay for. And the one line that I'll always remember is he said, you will grow as an individual as this company grows. And as this company remakes itself, you too can progress with your own development. That was many years ago. And it was inspiring to a lot of us. And finally, I'll tell you that it was Ralph Godfrey and Alan Kessler who had more to do with starting the National Account Organization than I ever had. For a guy that's considered a channel-only person, and for a guy that's considered to not have any expertise when it comes to end users, the NAO has his fingerprints all over it. And the National Account Organization that did twice what anyone expected it to do in the last 12 months has so much to thank Ralph Godfrey for. And this evening I want to say thank you.
By the way, I've been thinking what Arturo said about drugs and shipments and stuff, and wouldn't it be just cool to have an Axis builder with like crack cocaine in it? Pablo Escobar and Ralph Godfrey, drug dealers. Great. American Most Wanted. He'd be like up against the wall, the cops are after him, we'd go, hey, I know that guy. Only kidding. I don't think drugs are funny. Can I have another Heineken? So for those of you who know Ralph, we've made a lot of references to movies tonight. Guns, violence, all the good things in life. And Ralph actually is also quite cultured. He likes musicals. And as a matter of fact, one of his favorite musicals is Cats. And tonight singing a very beautiful ballad from Cats is Joan Cusack.
To work with us.
Sorry, my fault.
Hey, how do you make it louder in the back?
Far right button, guard.
So Ralph, on a more serious note, and on behalf of everyone in this room, we really appreciate your leadership and support over the past 6 years. You have so many accomplishments to look back on. You've been instrumental in building 3Com's business, and as shareholders, we all thank you. We hope that you will always hold all of your accomplishments in high esteem because you are deeply admired and respected by many people at 3Com and in our industry. You taught us most of us by example and by your actions. And for those of us who are observing, your competitive spirit was contagious and has always served us well over the years. Your sense of integrity and dedication to your job has always been admirable and has taught us many lessons along the way. I'm supposed to be serious, though. We also appreciate the fact that you always believed in us. You were focused on your people and you empowered them. We hope that this change brings you excitement and new opportunities that will offer you new challenges for growth. We wish you and your lovely wife Linda a wonderful sabbatical together and look forward to all the greatness that you're going to bring Central Marketing. We also hope that your golf game improves, that your handicap gets better, and that you have many good mountain bike rides and that you don't injure yourself. We know that part of your relaxation is going to the movies, so that we decided to get you and Linda tickets to the movies every weekend for a year. And for those weekends that you have to rent a movie because you've seen all the movies and there's nothing else to see, we have a movie quality popcorn maker for you in your home. And we hope, on behalf of everyone in this room, that you have a great adventure at your next giving.
Thank you. Thank you. That's nice. I really do appreciate it. Also, and Tom, I know when to listen. Okay? First, I would like to, you've all met Linda, you know my wife Linda. My daughter Heather flew in from Austin actually today to be here. I really appreciate that. She's going to try her hand in this industry with Dell Computer on Monday, so that'll be interesting. I promise you, that's not why we have all those Dells at 3Com. Well, it did help a little bit getting the job. There's got to be some perks, okay? Hey, listen, I really do appreciate that. I consider every one of you in this room as my friend, you know. You may not believe this, and some of the things that Sue and Linda talk about, oh God, would Ralph like this or this, whatever, makes me think sometimes that you think I'm a gorilla, but you know, I don't really consider you guys working for me. I always felt like we worked together, and we were just co-workers, and we had a lot of fun. I think we accomplished a lot. I think our company has really benefited from this team. And yeah, Arturo, they give you a hard time. But I got to tell you, this is a really good example of a team that just works together, and they just work so hard. The NAO works so hard, all the NAMs, everybody in this room, every little organization has got their own little identity. And what I've liked so much about working at 3Com has been the people and the team and how everybody works together, very unselfishly. As a matter of fact, that's one of the things I guess impressed me so much about the channels team, because I have consistently had channels
very inconsistently have had systems, because I don't know how to sell systems. But, well, I only sold systems for 20 years for Hewlett Packard. I guess I didn't learn, okay? You know what? I never told Bill Maher this, but I really wish that in a way that I had, because Bill Maher sold for Data General in Dallas the same time that I had that territory for Hewlett Packard. And you know what? We kicked his butt. If my sales rep came in and told me that they lost the Data General, they would have been looking for a job. But anyhow, how do you get off on that thing? Feel better? But the channels group always had so much fun. I was just constantly impressed by how they worked so hard, but they always had fun. And to me, that's been the most rewarding thing here, is to find out that you really can work and you really can have fun at the same time. And you know what? That's the way it should be. So I've enjoyed so much working with all you guys. I really do appreciate what you've done tonight. All the jokes about the hair and everything else. David, you can relate to that one, I know. Once again, I really want to thank all of you. It's really been great. And, you know, this will be the first time I've been out of sales since 1968. And so it's going to feel, as a matter of fact, that's the year that Tracy was born. So it's going to be a little bit strange, I have to admit. And Bridget, I'm probably going to need a little bit of help working for Janice. Okay? I feel sure that Tom, I'm sorry, but I think Bridget and I will be having lunch from now on. Probably going to be needing a little bit of help. Oh, yeah, I may start drinking again, yeah. Hey, if I start drinking again, I may start dancing and singing, too. You know, I bet if I was built as low to the ground as Doug, I could dance like he can, too. No way. Okay, Doug, here. I said enough. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate it.
So as you all know, Ralph is going to be taking some time off before he moves on. And Linda, I'm going to blame this on you. I do not want to take any credit for this. Oh, sorry. You're shorter than me. God bless you. So here's a hat for Linda. It says, "I'm retired. This is dressed up as I get." There you go, Ralph. Although that's not true. You're moving on, shall we say, and a t-shirt to match, and a lovely t-shirt, I might add. It doesn't have a 3Com logo. Do you have any jerseys without one? Yeah. So I'd just like to say thank you very much for everyone being so patient. It ran a little longer than we anticipated, but the bar, I think, is open till, what, 3 in the morning? Is that right? 3? Thanks, man. You're my buddy. That's my brother, Bill. Hey, say my brother. Half brother, actually. The milkman's his dad. So, anyway, thanks again, and have some fun, I guess, until 9 o'clock. So enjoy the evening, everybody.
Sue, where are you? Sue, let me tell you how long Sue's been working with me. Let me tell you what, she wasn't even married. She came back from our honeymoon about, well, we've been working together for just a few weeks or so. You went on your honeymoon and then came back. And now 2 kids and 9 years, 10 years later, and Sue's been from Hewlett-Packard to Convergent and Unisys and then to 3Com. She's been with me all this time. And I have to say that you really get, when you work with someone that long, as close as you work with your admin, they get to know you very well. And that's what I have to say. Sue knows me very well, and she anticipates what I need, what I want, what I like, what I don't like, and it's been fabulous. And I have to tell you, if you haven't had a coworker like that, then you don't know what you're missing. And I just want you to know, Sue, that I really and truly appreciate it. And I have something here that I would like to give you. I wrapped this myself. And that's the first hug and the first kiss. I kissed her when she left that out. That's the first baby. Kevin, I'm looking at that. Because I want you to know that Linda also appreciates all the things that you've done. Okay? Another one of those party times. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys.
Okay,
So when I ordered this, the guy said, do I have to assemble it? He said, yeah, you just have to put the wheels on it. And he goes, you just need a crescent wrench. So it comes, and so Carlene and I thought, well, we can put it together today. We opened the box. There were 50 nuts and bolts. This whole thing
probably
was,
49.
It was
missing.
Yeah,
there's one extra.
We had to put the whole thing together. And then it was these weird bolts that had rubber in the top of them. So finally I was almost in tears to facilities. We really need to have facilities came out and put it together.
Oh, really?
I said it's work related. And so they came out and put it together.
No, I was just...
So this we didn't do anything to the inside to this. You'll have to put that, we said screw it right.
Actually, this is not the right song.
He's got to have something to do.
I know.
Besides just reading the instructions.
He's got plenty of time. Yeah. Oh, really? It makes great popcorn.
I want one at my house.
Anniversary's coming up, honey.
You can get our facilities people too.
Hey, they sell that at QVC quite a bit. Joan Rivers sells that.
Hey, Ralph, I'm going to take off. Oh, thanks. Good luck. And Linda, have a great, I don't know what you...
You got to commiserate with her, I know.